it's like, you know, almost a candy store, you know, the crypto market, because it's so latent and so inefficient.
There's a fundamental mismatch between the need to trade at high velocity very frequently and the blockchain's ability to support that. We want to trade a lot faster than we can settle. It's an age-old problem. You know, T+4 settlement versus the trading environment.
Even very, very intelligent people that's been in the market for many years, they still tell me, you know, how do we actually get started? The crypto trading is still very, very inefficient, you know, super inefficient. There's no standardization in the way we contract, you know, the legal framework with how we deal with each other.
The documentation is code. This is what people are trying to kind of get their head around. But in reality, it's code. Read the code. That's your agreement.
No ISDAs, you know, no prime brokerage structure as of yet.
The reason why they like central counterparties and prime brokerage is because the core function of those things is to provide that credit intermediation piece. What we at Bosonic have tried to do, use pure technology to solve that problem. We can let people trade on bilateral credit and enforce credit limits, but we're adding a lending marketplace. Instead of transferring collateral to the lender and transferring coin to the borrower, and then doing borrows is essentially then a repo transaction that happens on the layer 2 custodial blockchain ledger. They can effectively repo in assets intraday to finance leverage and margin positions. So they're shifting the credit risk to those willing lenders. You can essentially frictionlessly crowdsource effectively unlimited balance sheet. The two counterparties to the trade are effectively completely covered, and it gives you an alternative to that credit intermediation you normally get from the bank with big bank balance sheet.
Counterparty risk, well, I guess that's the whole part. That's what we need to eliminate in this brave new world.
Neither the custodians nor Bosonic are novating any trades, taking any balance sheet risk.
The utility here is the kind of the common distributed ledger that binds all of these entities together. We now have effectively a global ledger. As soon as I issue a token, whether it's a security token, whether it's a non-fungible token, all those assets become immediately available for kind of collateralization, trading, hedging through the ecosystem of kind of highly integrated solutions, DeFi, CeFi together. That's the power of it, yeah.
What are the barriers to institutional adoption? Still regulation, counterparty risk, and safety of funds. Crypto spot is an unregulated activity like foreign exchange spot.
So this is what we bring. We bring regulation, we bring security around keys, we make sure that there are adequate fiduciary and custodial controls. The really interesting thing we're emerging right now is this unbundling of the bank. If you want to earn yield and assets in our custody, just use DeFi protocols. We've unbundled the keeping stuff safe and the bit around earning interest.
They want to have freedom of choice of how they custody their assets. You know, they want to have freedom of choice of who, you know, what liquidity they're facing. One nice, neat package where they can access all the liquidity they like from the comfort and safety of their own custody account.
What does custody actually mean in crypto? We create a private key for each one of our customers. To be more precise, as many private keys as you want to. We create the private keys. From those private keys, you can generate an infinite number of addresses. It's very cheap to create the kind of addresses. We don't have omnibus accounts where funds are commingled. It's always segregated. In reality, what you're doing is custodying assets that are keys, not the assets themselves. You are cutting a huge amount of cost and risk out.
We don't do self-custody. That wouldn't work. It wouldn't fly.
We have to build a solution that respects the new fundamentals, but doesn't forget to address the needs of customers coming into that market. Blockchain is very much a techie kind of bottom-up experience. So if you ignore the tech, I think you will fail. But equally, if you ignore the business side of it, you will also fail.
Trying to build some institutional rails for the new world, and I see so many similarities and so many ways. I also come from the FX world. It was a good time. We made good money, but we also know where and how it's inefficient. And there's so many ways where the crypto and digital can essentially address that. And I think we're only seeing the beginning. More people are probably dipping their toes than you think, but they're not too public about it. Why not move ahead with it? Why not try and make the financial service system more efficient? The next wave with security tokens, this smells like FX 20 years ago.
This is not a 10-year long tail. This is converging faster than I think people understand.
I don't think you're talking 10 years. I think you're talking 1 to 2 years at most.
I've talked to a lot of people coming from the institutional side, and they have all these preconceptions about what DeFi feels like it. And then they actually try it and they go, oh shit, this is so much better. And to be honest, I would encourage everyone to just freaking try it, because if you just talk about it, you'll never get it.